Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day today. In this video we're going to be talking about Superman 4 Quest for Peace. I've done reviews for the previous 3 movies. If you want to check those out on my channel you can. So to just hop right into it, this movie improves on a few things from the previous movie, as it's actually more about Superman and focuses more on him. Lois Lane and the other characters are in it more, as well as Lex Luthor, but it was very poorly executed. Now there's an interesting idea for the story about nuclear bombs and stuff, and Nuclear Man is kind of an interesting character, and actually I feel like all the budget for special effects went into him, and the final battle actually looks pretty decent. That is until you get to the part with the solar eclipse, but we'll get to that later. Just the special effects in general, the green screen of Superman flying and all of that just looks awful. It's embarrassing that they put out a movie that looked like this, especially considering this was 9 years after the groundbreaking technology of the first Superman movie, and instead of improving on it, they've just made it much worse. At the same time, it's also a movie that's probably too short, and so the plot is just underdeveloped. Nothing really feels earned. Now, I will say it's definitely entertaining. One of the reasons that is because Christopher Reeve as Superman, even in this movie and Superman 3, he just does really well in the role, and it's just very charming. And there are some good parts in this movie, like the whole double date with Clark Kent and Superman. He's switching back and forth. And of course, Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor once again is just a pretty good actor. So obviously just Gene Hackman, Christopher Reeve, and some of the other actors, you know, like from the Daily Planet that were just in all the movies. They're just so charming that the characters can't be ruined, even in a bad movie. And as I said, it just feels more like a Superman movie than Superman 3. Other than the big problems about the plot, though, too, there's just a lot of things that you can nitpick, a lot of just smaller problems that are scattered in pretty much every scene. Like, just one I can think of off the top of my head is they had Superman's piece of hair that weighed more than 1,000 pounds, and it was a museum. But then if Lex Luthor took that, how could he have just easily picked it up? Because it's a strand of hair. But it's supposed to weigh more than 1,000 pounds. It doesn't make any sense. And that one other girlfriend he had named Lacey or whatever, that was a terrible actress. Like, not very good. And then Nuclear Man took her to space, and that's when the final battle, that was kind of a decent scene, that's when it got ruined, because he took her to space, and she's human, so she would have instantly died. But the solar eclipse happened, and that's also when the green screen and stuff, like, it didn't even look good anymore. Other thing, one of the fights that Superman has with the Nuclear Man is honestly kind of boring, because it goes on for, I think, over like 5 minutes, and there's like no talking. Well, the music is pretty good, significantly better than the movie itself. Obviously, they had the Superman theme that was from John Williams, but someone else conducted it, I believe, in this one. But I also feel like this movie just kind of like ran out of ideas. Like, I don't know why they never had any other villains like from the comics, like Brainiac. And the same can be said about Superman 3, obviously, because they just wanted to use the same ones. Lex Luthor was in, he wasn't in Superman 3, but he was in the other ones, all of them. And then when they did create new villains, they just weren't that good. I actually thought it would be interesting if Nuclear Man was more than just a henchman and had like a character arc or something, but that is just completely out of the question. No one probably ever even thought about that, because it's really just a matter of making the story work, which it just doesn't flow together nicely at all. But as I said, it has its moments. There's like a funny one where Clark Kent is at the gym, and also Otis wasn't in this movie at all. Lex Luthor, his like nephew, was his new sidekick. Overall, it's kind of like Superman 3. It's just bad, but it's for completely different reasons. They made it seem more like a Superman movie, but it's just the execution was not great. Overall, that's what I thought about it. I still think it's an entertaining film. It's very watchable, but just not quality filmmaking at its best by any means. Overall, on the scale of 0 to 100, I'll give it a 47%. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.